The question of the dissolution of the State Assets Recovery Agency, SARA, and dismissal of all its staff was put to APNU AFC members of Parliament, Roysdale Ford and Amanza Walton-Desir, to which they responded that it comes as no surprise as the government of the day is seeking to reconstruct public independent institutions. On Wednesday, it was revealed by way of a statement emanating from the Attorney General's office that SARA was officially shut down since it had achieved nothing pertaining to its mandate in 5 years, and that it had used up close to $1 billion in wages, salaries, rent, and other expenses during its life. The statement further posited that the act which established the agency was in contravention with the Constitution. Senior counsel Roysdale Ford is of the view that party officials which now form the government are upset with the agency since it dared to institute proceedings against leading members of the PPP, thus the dissolution of the agency.
That what they want to do is to remove this body. They want to remove this powerful oversight body enacted and brought into law by the APNU AFC when they were in government. We have to recall also that they're very upset with SARA as a body because SARA dared to institute proceedings against leading members of the PPP who are now in government.
Meanwhile, Attorney-at-Law and Opposition Member of Parliament, Amanza Walton-Desir, posited that there seems to be a dismantling of institutions which seek to hold the government of the day accountable.
But they are literally dismantling these institutions because they do not want to be held to account for their actions and for their stewardship of our national patrimony.
In 2019, SARA had instituted charges against the Guyana Bank for Trade and Industry Limited, GBTI, claiming that it had acquired plots of land in Kingston, which now houses the bank's headquarters below market value. Those charges were subsequently dismissed on the grounds of a technicality, claiming that the agency did not disclose a reasonable cause of action, and further that it was not a corporate entity, and therefore it could not bring proceedings in its own name. In February 2019, the agency had also instituted charges against 8 persons, including former President Bara Jagdeo, again for the acquisition of lands at Pradoville 2 below market value. In 2018, before he became president, the agency had laid 19 criminal charges against Irfan Ali for the sales of lands at Pradoville 2 below market value, while he was the Minister of Housing. After assuming office as president, those charges were dropped on the basis of presidential immunity, according to Article 182 of the Constitution of Guyana. Meanwhile, also commenting on the dissolution of the body was Attorney-at-Law Mayor Robertson, who posited that it is not helpful to the country for one government to come into office and dismantle policies of the previous government simply because it's not their initiative, and that honest and objective studies should be conducted prior to such decisions being made.
And an honest, objective evaluation could be done. And if on the basis of that honest and dispassionate evaluation, it is concluded that any regime that was put in place by the previous government could not be supportable, then it's appropriate then to go in another direction.
Wendell Badri for the HGP Nightly News.